Hi, I'm Cristina and I'm from Spain. And we have seen the Spanish short movie about homosexuality, and we have some ideas about it. First, I have to say that in our environment there is a bit of discrimination, and it's not a strong reaction, but it can depend on religion, society, and it can depend on culture too. So, an example, I would say Catholics, they think that that's a sin, so they don't accept it because it's in the Bible. And there are families who think that that's an illness, so they try to find a cure for their relatives to change their minds and change their feelings they have for other people.
Hello everybody, I'm Adine from Germany, and I think there's a lot of discrimination against homosexuals. For example, in Germany, it's a normal thing if you live in a big city like Berlin. It's like a daily thing if you see a homosexual pair. But in smaller villages or towns, it's another thing. Like the people think that maybe they're different and strange. It's for them strange. So it's a difference between a big city and villages. In villages, there's a lot of discriminations against them.
Hi, I'm Wabin from France. In France, the gay marriage just begin to be accepted. It's like in Deutschland. If you live in a big city, it's normal thing. It's no discrimination about this. But in the little village, the people will look you strangely.
Hi everyone, I'm Valentina. I'm from Colombia, but I live in Portugal. There we used to think that young people are really supportive about homosexuality. But then when we think about it, it's like we can be like the most cruel group of human beings. Older people in Portugal are not that supportive, but they just try to ignore it, although they pray it doesn't happen in their household.
Hi, I'm Bruna from Croatia, and I would like to say that there are various types of discrimination around us. The one we are going to talk about the most is homosexuality. In my town, personally, I haven't seen much of discrimination when it comes to homosexuals. But in my capital city, there is a lot of discrimination because it's a bigger city, like my German friend said. It depends from the city. So if it's a village, you won't see much of discrimination, but if it's a bigger city, there will probably be plenty.
Hi, I'm Gökberk. I'm from Turkey and I live in Istanbul. In my environment, some people don't accept homosexuality, but not everybody.
I just wanted to say that I don't think that in Portugal it's not like in Croatia, I guess, because it's more normal to find an homosexual couple in Lisboa or Porto, because they are big cities. And where I live in Tavira, it's when we see a couple like gay or lesbian, it's like really strange, and normally they talk about it a lot, and I don't know.
I have to say that in Spain, there are people that accept and tolerate homosexuality, but they don't interact with that people, and they don't want to know nothing about them. So maybe they don't have any relationship with them, and they are like bad looking. So that's a problem.
Yes, I think it definitely depends where you live. If you live in a city or in a village, and the religion is a very important theme about the discrimination.
I'm agree with that. I think homophobic people say the gay are not normal people, but I think too the idea of normality depends on the people. It's why some homosexual people who live in good city or good country can be more accepted than in other country.
I think being homosexual is not an option. It's like a sexual orientation, and in Portugal, we're not completely homophobic, but we still discriminate them like a lot.
I would just like to say that I don't like that people believe that being homosexual is a disease and therefore don't accept the homosexual. Some even try to, in my class we had a discussion and some asked if they could cure that disease. And of course they cannot cure the disease because it's not an illness and it's simply the way that people are. They are different and shouldn't be discriminated because of it. And in my city, people are scared to even admit that they are gay because they are not accepted. They will be mocked, and therefore people don't believe that there are many homosexuals here, but they just don't confess it.
I think that really are homophobic people who have the problem because they can see that homosexual people are normal and they don't have any problem. They just they can choose who they love and they can choose what they want to feel. They just listen to their hearts and they just love someone. So I think that we have to understand that, like my friend said, it's not an option. It's a feeling, it's a situation, and it has to be shown like a good reaction and not something bad. And we have to accept it and have to not just tolerate it. We have to react to that and try to understand that people and try to have some kind of relationship like friends because we have to see the world with their eyes.
And I think they have the same rights than normal people, but what is normal? I think just because you're gay or lesbian, it doesn't mean that you're ill or different. I mean, it's just you just love your own sex, so it's maybe different for some people, but it's definitely not sick.
I think every human being should be treated like an equal. Like, we don't have to please everybody. We just, homosexuals are different, like they say, but they are normal too, like us.
I have noticed that the lesbians are less accepted than the male gays, and I honestly don't really know the reason for that, but I believe that they just, like I said earlier, confess it less, but I just don't believe that there should be a discrimination of any kind. So if that's what they are, we should accept them for that. Do you want?
I think homosexual people cannot talk to some people and cannot talk to homophobic people. They never cannot have a family.
I think that if we accept to that people who are homosexuals, we are accepting ourselves, because we are accepting that they are different, that they have different characters than us and other people. We are not everybody. We are not the same. We have a lot of differences, and if we accept to that people, it's like we're trying to know ourselves too at the same time, and we're trying to have a good relationship with that people and get well with them.
We should accept them and not just tolerate them, because accept means not discriminated or discriminate them. And yeah, we should learn to accept how people are and how they live, what they love. So
if someone is different, it doesn't mean that he is a bad person, but simultaneously it doesn't mean that he's a good person. So we shouldn't we shouldn't look from the outside. We should really look into their personality. So a gay person can be a really nice person, talkative, and also it can be someone who is jealous. So we shouldn't really say anything about them being gay, rather about their personality.
I think we have to forget about prejudices, because they are like bad ideas, and we're not sure about how they are. We're just imagining how they are, and we are not trying to meet with them. We are not trying to know them. So maybe if we try to talk with them and try to, like I said, have a good relation, it's like we're trying to have a good time with them, and not just like friends, just like trying to know other person, that it's not different. It's just that person loves somebody like us, and we just have to accept that. So I think that's the end.